بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now there is one more attack relevant to the MAC address, also relevant to the port security configurations. There is something called MAC Address Spoofing Attack or MAC Spoofing Attack. So this is basically a technique where attacker will manually change the MAC addresses or pretending to be someone else. Let's try to understand what is MAC spoofing. Now you will see different types of spoofing attacks. So whenever you say spoofing, spoofing is basically pretending to be someone else. That is a general term used, like IP spoofing, nothing but pretending to be someone else IP. MAC spoofing means pretending to be someone else. MAC spoofing or DHCP spoofing. You'll see the spoofing term used more often, which is nothing but pretending to be someone else. That's what it is. Like in the case of MAC spoofing, let's say we have the users AA or A, and we have some B and C. We got these three users, ABC, and we also have the user X, who is typically a potential attacker who is trying to introduce some kind of attacks. Okay. So generally, whenever you send a request from A, if the destination is B, the request will go to the switch, and the switch knows that the MAC address B is connecting on this particular port. It will simply forward it to that. Okay. So the switch is going to update the entries based on the MAC table. Okay. So the attacker MAC address is XY. Let's say I'll give some name as AB, BC, and then CA, something like that. So assume these are the MAC addresses. Okay. Now, as we know, switch is an intelligent device which has a mechanism to store which port number what MAC address is connected. Okay. So when we are trying to send a packet from AB to BC, now what attacker will do is attacker will try to spoof. So he will try to figure out the actual MAC addresses and he'll try to spoof as if he is BC. Okay. And later on, he will try to spoof as if he's AB, like that. He's just trying to pretend to be someone else. So now what will happen is the source address is AB, right? The source address is AB and the destination address is BC, let's say the B computer. So now the switch, let's say if the switch write down that port number 10 is having a port number BC and port number 1 there is an AB, or if it write down like this. So what will happen is when you're sending the packet, the AB reaches the switch. The switch may end up sending this information to this particular port instead of going to actual port, because the attacker is already spoofing that, I'm the one who is connecting to, because normally the switch will not know, because the switch will think that, it might be connecting to a switch where you have multiple MAC addresses. So that's how it is going to assume. Okay. Because the switch will not exactly track whether it is connecting to computer or not. So the possible attack is the source address is AB and it may end up going to the attacker as if it is a BC. And what the attacker will do is attacker will try to again forward this packet back to the BC as if he is AB. Okay. So which means still the packet which is supposed to go directly from the user 1 to user 2 is not going directly. It's actually going via attacker. So we call this as man in the middle attack. So if you have heard about man in the middle attacks, where the attacker intention is not to deny the service, attacker intention is mainly to ensure that the traffic goes via the attacker, means attacker is always the transit in the network. Okay. So which means the packet goes like this instead of going like this. So we call this as man in the middle attack. So the attacker intention is not to deny the traffic, but basically he wants to capture all the traffic which goes through the network. As it goes through the attacker, his job is to, he runs some packet capturing tools, captures the traffic, and then see all the traffic as it goes in the network. And whatever the sensitive information, he will use that information for any future attacks. So we call this as man in the middle attack, and this can cause because of the MAC spoofing. So what is MAC spoofing? MAC spoofing is a technique where the attacker will, the whatever the MAC address which is already there, that MAC address will be spoofed. The attacker will try to pretend to be someone else. Okay. So what is the solution? The solution is again a port security for this. Okay. So now let's see how we can overcome this MAC spoofing attack. Like we discussed, what is MAC spoofing attack? It's something where attacker will try to spoof with a different MAC address and possible information. He will tell that, I'm AB, I'm AC, I'm AD, like that. And the switch will write down all these MAC addresses as if connected on this particular port. And when a valid user, these two want to communicate, the switch will think, the destination is on this port. It will go to the attacker and it will come back to the actual. So attacker intention is to introduce some kind of man in the middle attacks, where his job is to capture the traffic and see the content, extract the information, and maybe introduce some kind of possible future attacks or extract database, whatever the reason. So how we can prevent this? Again, we have to stop this kind of issues. Again, we'll use port security here as well. So in port security, what we'll do is we'll go to the switch and we'll configure the same commands like we did just now. If you remember, already we configured these commands on the switches, like port number 1 to 10 I have configured, where we have enabled the port security and we have limited the maximum MAC addresses to. And these things we have already, and default violation is shut down. Now what I'm going to do is we can also bind the MAC addresses, which means I'm going to tell that, okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to tell that, let's say there's a switch, port number 1, 2, 3, 4, and port number 10. So port number 10 connects to XY. Let's say port number 1 connects to AB. This is AC, this is AD, and this is 2C, let's say. So what I can do is I can bind the port number with the MAC address. Okay, which means, let's say in my case, let's say the attacker says I'm AB. The switch is not going to believe this information correct because already there is a binding of AB with port number 1. Okay, so similarly, if the attacker is trying to spoof as if he is 2C, the switch knows that the port number 4 is connecting to the 2C, so there is already a binding. Okay, now we can manually bind the port numbers with a MAC address. So this is something you can do it manually, going to each and every port. But again, practically doing it manually is not scalable because you have hundreds of devices. Like if you take a one switch, there will be 24 ports, roughly 20 ports are used for access. And like that, if you have 10 switches, which means almost 200 devices, you're not going to bind 200 MAC addresses with 200 ports. So manual binding is not possible or not recommended. Okay. Of course, there is a command. You can simply go and say switch port security. I can go to port number 1 and I can say switch port security MAC address and write down the MAC address. Go to port number 2, switch port security MAC address, write down the MAC address. Okay. But manual binding is not a scalable solution. We never use it unless and until it is a special port like server or router, or it can be any special device. But for the end users, it's not preferable. The other option is we can simply use a sticky option. Now, what this sticky option will do is it will automatically says, let's say, if I'm giving the maximum value of 2, so if the first MAC address is learned, it will write down this entry as a static. It will bind port number 1 with this MAC address and it will convert this into static. Again, I'll show you this because when you say show MAC address table, normally you will see two options. You normally see a static or dynamic. Okay, there are two options. Again, I'll just come to this because I can see the configurations already there. Okay, so what it will do, it will write down. And again, there is another MAC address comes on the same port number, let's say AC. It will write down this as a static, bind it. Default, it will be dynamic. Okay, so write down this as static. Again, I'll explain when we check the MAC table. So whenever it learns the third MAC address, AE or whatever the MAC address, it will simply discard. It will not update. So which means whichever the first two MAC addresses which are already binded will be binded automatically, which means any third MAC address will not be binded. So we simply say that whichever the first two MAC addresses you learn, you just simply bind them. That's what we are going to tell. So let me add this command and we'll do a quick verification. So what I'll do is I'll go to port number 1. Okay. Port number 1, I'll simply shut down. Switch port security, MAC address, and I'm going to say sticky. And if you remember, we already, this is port number 1. Sorry, the port number 1 is actually connecting on this side, which is something I'll use on this side, okay, on the computer side. Anyway, we don't need for the router. I'm going to say sticky, okay. So if you check here, show MAC address table, the MAC table will be empty, okay. So what I'll do is I'll try to connect some computers like port number 1. Yeah, I'll also add a straight cable from port number 10, let's say. Just I'll add this because we already have this. Yeah. So port number 10 is up. What about port number 1? Port number 1 is not up. Why it is not up? Because the port number 1 is administratively down. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll say because it is in shutdown state. I think that's something. Did we say shutdown? Yeah, by mistake or before in the configuration we did shutdown. So what I'll do is I'll say no shutdown command. Okay. Now, whenever you say no shutdown command, now the port will come up. And if you say show MAC address table, you can see port number 1, it learns the MAC address. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll try to remove this MAC address, this computer, because assuming that we have another computer, and we'll try to connect another computer on port number 1. And you will see, anyway, you can also generate the traffic, and you can see the second MAC address also it access because we have binded 2 MAC addresses maximum limit. Now what we'll do is we'll try to remove this one as well, and we'll try to add another computer, assuming it's already configured. Okay, so I'm just assuming port number 1. Now you can see when you connect the third one, the third port change state to administrator down. Now, if you verify show IP interface brief, you can see the port number 1 is actually down, even though it is connected. And the reason you can see it shows a green color. And if you say show interface status, you will see this particular port number 1, goes into error disable state. There is a difference between not connect. Not connect means not connected. Disable means the port is in shutdown state. But whereas whenever you see this error disable, it means that there is some kind of violation occurred. There is some kind of security feature enabled and the violation has occurred. And again, show port security. When you say show port security, it will also show you. Again, you don't get the better outputs in the packet tracer, but generally here you'll see port security is enabled on this particular port. The current count is 2 and the violation has occurred 1 time and it has shut down the ports. Even though port security is enabled on all the 10 ports, the violation has occurred on port number 1. And even you can see show interface status error disable. Generally, there is a command called interface status error disable. It doesn't work here, but generally it will also show the reason why this particular port is error disable state. Okay, so it will show you the reason as port security. The command is show interface status error disable. That is the command. When you give this command, it will also tell you why this interface is error disabled. So basically here the violation has occurred, which means to overcome this violation, I have to simply say shutdown. And of course, I have to remove that extra port and connect back to the first 2 MAC addresses. Okay, and say no shutdown command to make it up. Okay, so the first 2 MAC addresses, if you see here, when you say show run, you can automatically see the first 2 MAC addresses are automatically binded. I did not write this MAC address These MAC entries are automatically updated because of the port security feature which is enabled. And as per the limit, we have given the maximum MAC address as 2. And this way it will only allow the maximum MAC address as 2. So this way we can add, when you say maximum MAC addresses 2, with this command, I'm going to limit the maximum MAC addresses, which is preventing the MAC flooding attack, because the attacker now cannot flood the CAM table with a maximum, with a more MAC addresses. And with the help of sticky option, what I'm doing is I'm going to prevent the MAC spoofing attack, because the attacker is trying to spoof with a different MACs. And if someone is trying to send any packet other than these two MAC addresses, automatically it will put the port into a disable state. Okay, so once you do this, you will see show MAC address table. You will see the entries will change to static. Now there are two different options. Now generally the MAC addresses will be learned. These entries will be either dynamic. If you remember in the previous, let me try to connect some other ports to quick verification of dynamic, if we can see them. Of course, you have to generate some traffic for all these things. So I'm not going to generate any traffic right now. So what we'll do is, the dynamic means these MAC addresses will be learned dynamically, and the maximum time of 300 seconds of inactivity, it will remove these entries. Whereas whenever you say static means these are permanent, which means even if you reboot the switch, even let me save this, even if I reload the switch, save this and reload. Even if you reboot the switch, the MAC addresses will be binded. So static means it's like permanent entries. And if you want to change the MAC addresses in the future, of course, first we'll verify this, show MAC address hyphen table. Now this way, these entries are something you can see, because it is a part of the configuration. And anytime in the future, let's say you change the MAC addresses. Let's say in the future, the port number 1, you moved some computers to a different computers. So what I had to do is, I had to simply go to that and simply remove this sticky, these commands. Okay, just simply copy paste and add no before that. This way we can manually remove this binding, and any new binding or the new device, whenever you connect, it will automatically will be binded. Okay, so this way we can do it. So this way we can change the bindings. In the future, you might be moving the port to a different computer or a different PC. In that scenarios, we can remove these entries, and this is what we do. Okay, so the port security is one of the important feature you generally see, because most of the time you will have something like MAC flooding attack, where the attacker will try to flood the CAM table with multiple MAC addresses. And to stop that, we need to enable the port security. At the same time, we also have a MAC spoofing attack, where the attacker will also try to spoof to be a different MAC. That is also possible. And to stop that, additionally, what we do, we add binding. So binding manually is not possible. We always use the sticky option, where we can dynamically bind the MAC addresses. So port security is again a solution for many other, especially these two issues.